Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Jahcelyne, warmly Jahcelyne. Thank you so much for coming back and visiting with me. We are all about positive living, positive vibes, positive motivational content. I almost feel like it's an act of love to share a warmly Jahcelyne video. It really is. Tell a friend and tell a friend, and I'm just so thankful for your support. So let's get into it today. Okay, friends, so today we are talking about how to create and effectively make a vision board. Now, for those of us who are not familiar with what a vision board is, it's a collage of images representing dreams, goals, wishes, desires, that sort of thing. Now, there is a lot of apprehension around vision boards because a lot of people say that they don't work. And today I'm going to share with you why I think they don't work and effective ways to make yours work. I have been vision boarding forever. Honestly, since I was a kid. Me and my mom, we'd be at the table December 31st, January 1st, one of the days, cutting the collages out, doing all the things. I think the first point, which is probably the most important, is when you are vision boarding, it has to come from a place of true intention and true desire. You cannot and should not put on your vision board things that you think you should want or have because, let's say, oh, I'm 30, so I should put marriage on there. If that's not a true desire for you, don't put it on there. If you don't really ever really want to own a house, don't put it on there. So it has to come from a true place of intention and authenticity. I was actually looking back at one of my older vision boards, and not like a vision board from like years and years ago, literally a vision board that I made in like January, February of this year. And thank God that some of the things that were on there did not happen, because honestly, they were not coming from a true place. They were coming from a place of, I think I should put this on here, or so-and-so has this, or I saw this on social media, so it must be true for me, or my dad thinks I should have. No, that's where you get tripped up. That's where you get messed up, putting things on your vision board that aren't like intrinsically true to you, that don't actually have real meaning and don't really resonate for you. So that is one of the things that I think could really be blocking your attraction and blocking in the things that you're trying to call in for the year ahead. My second point is if you're doing it this old school way. So as I mentioned, my mom and I, we would be at the table on the first of the year, cutting things out, pasting and collaging. And at best, I think that that was just a good bonding experience. Do I think that doing things that way, do I think that creating your vision board in that way is effective? No. Only because you're putting it in one place in your home, and you have to think about how often am I in that place in my home? Between going to work, traveling, maybe spending time in other areas of your house, that's probably not getting a lot of your attention and coming into consciousness quite often as a digital version would. So while I don't knock the old school way of doing it, I just think that doing it digitally is way, way more effective in terms of how often you want to be like that point of contact, that point of contact, that point of contact. And when you're having it in one place of your home, you just genuinely have to think, how often am I really interacting and stopping to look at that? Like, I can think about pictures in my home that I have that I just like don't even look at or pay attention to because it's just like not, I'm not gonna say not important to me, but it's just not something I think about. So I think in the same way, when you're hanging something up on your wall that is representing a dream or a desire or something that you're calling in for that year, it could easily fall into that. Like, I'm not really thinking about it. I'm not knocking it if it has worked. If it has worked, keep doing that. But in my experience, it just hasn't worked like that. So on the heels of that, for my next point, I would say your vision boarding isn't coming to fruition because you have subjects on there that do not reflect how you look. When I was doing it the old school way, my options were limited. I was cutting out white families, an Asian woman working out, like things that just don't represent me. So one of the pros to doing it digitally and in a more effective way is that you have options. You can go on Pinterest, you can go on Google, you can screenshot things on social media that resonate, that have your body type or have your hair type or have your actual ethnicity to make it a little bit more real for you. I don't think that doing it via like magazines and newspaper really offers that much diversity and really can encompass who you are as a person. So when you're seeing this vision board of these subjects that don't really look like you, you find it hard to relate. You find it hard to connect. So I would say if you are putting subjects on your vision board that do not reflect you, that don't have your body type, that don't look like you, it could be blocking the alignment, you know? So I would try to switch it up this year and put subjects on there that look like you. Piggybacking off of that, for the next point, you really want to retrain the algorithm on your social media. So by that, I mean retrain your algorithm to serve you content that is in alignment with what you're trying to attract. So if you have on your vision board, I want to be a morning person and wake up at 6 a.m. and I want to go to the gym, start liking and engaging with content like that so that it can keep serving you up that, so that the algorithm knows, okay, this user likes this. I'm going to keep giving them that. Or if it's like, oh, I feel really discouraged when I see my friend so-and-so who has so-and-so that I've been wanting, maybe you got to put your friend on mute for a second because you are caught up in comparison. And that's okay. It happens to the best of us. But maybe you just have to put that on mute so that you can focus on your own journey. So engage with content that is motivational and inspiring, and disengage with things that might be triggering for you or are causing you to compare in a negative way, because comparison in and of itself is not harmful, but when it's bringing up things for you like lack or inadequacy, you might have to mute or you might have to unfollow for a period of time. For the last point, which I feel like it can be the hardest for vision boarding, is let it go. Let it go. You don't have to micromanage what God is doing. You don't have to check in every day to see how things are coming along. You just have to trust if it has come from a true place for you and that you are doing the work and doing the steps to meet these goals and meet these dreams, that if it is for you and God wants you to have it, you're going to have it. And then if he does not want you to have it, or if it's not your time, you just have to either be patient or reassess. What I do for my vision boards is I'll come back quarterly. It depends when I feel led to look at my goals. I keep my vision boards on my screensavers, all of my screensavers. So I'm constantly always in awareness of it, but I'm not like combing through thinking about it or thinking about like, did this happen? How close am I to this? How close am I to that? No, there is a level of release, even though I am seeing it every day. I'm trusting and believing, I'm taking the steps, I'm doing the work, that I'm doing what I can in my power, and the rest I have to let go and I have to relinquish. So that's a step. And oh my gosh, before I forget, the other tip that I have, is we tend to put very lofty things on our vision board. What I mean by that is if you're in college and you put a vacation home on your vision board, there is nothing wrong with that, but I would say maybe taking it a step back. Put put steps on there that you can take to get that vacation house. What I mean by that, friend, is maybe you put on there that dream job that has a really nice salary that you can save and invest in 5 years down the line. Then it's like, I can get that vacation home. Maybe it's like, ooh, I want my vacation home to be in Italy. So instead of putting the vacation home on my vision board, I'm going to put a trip to Italy on my vision board, because I'm going to go there this summer and get a feel for the culture and the people and the food. It's those type of steps, putting in those tangible steps that can lead you to that like big things, and not making it so grandiose that when the end of the year comes, you don't feel like a failure, or, oh, that didn't happen for me. It's like, no, I've taken these small steps because I know that at the very, very end, and in a couple years, I can put that vacation home on there. You know what I mean? So I think it's like breaking your steps down a little bit more. So that's what I have. Vision boards are so fun. You should create yours in a energy of excitement and love. I typically do it after I've meditated, after I've prayed, after I've worked out, when I'm in good spirits, because I want it to come from a place of excitement and not out of a space of anxiety. So that's it for my tips, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, friends.